All right. Good morning. Good morning. This is none other than your host, aka Countryman, host of the Word Show. Remember, anything you can come on my show, you can talk about any topic, any political topic, any war topic, any police reform topic, CDC, DHS, CPS, racism, narcissism, anything y'all want to come on and talk about. All right, family. Sorry, I've been going for just a baby minute, man. You know, I had to take a recap and I had to re-strategize on some of the topics and some of the errors, things that I wanted to discuss, man. I want y'all to know something. I looked up some information, and I know a lot of people out there has been asking the questions on why these mass shootings been going on, why targeting the schools, why targeting school and city officials, subway officials. I'm gonna tell you something that's gonna blow your mind. Excuse me, I smoke. That's what I do. I smoke A and I drink A. I'm supposed to stop, but I can't A. You know, it's what I do. Now, people want to ask why racism exists, why racism is going on. I ain't on no bandwagon. I'm gonna tell you why, but I'm gonna have to code it in a certain way because I don't want YouTube to censor me because they done already censored me twice for telling the truth. But you know, hey, that's how they do. Now, people ask why the racist attacks. You know what I'm saying? Why targeted churches and schools? Now, I'm gonna go back and tell you to look up this man, and he has like so many books out, and they gave him Nobel Peace Prizes for peace prizes. Excuse me. His name is Edward A. Pillard. He wrote 4 to 5 books to my knowledge because I was researching it last night. One is called The Lost Cause. And I want you to look up a woman by the name of Mildred Rutherford. She is of the UDC and it's called Daughters of the Sea. And I want you to look up this other book called Children of the Sea. Edward A. Pillard, who wrote The Lost Cause, was a Civil War leader. Yeah, and he was a Democrat. Now I'm really about to blow y'all minds about this. He was a Democrat. And Margaret Rutherford Cobbs, and I'm going to say her full name, Margaret Cobb Rutherford. She is from Georgia. Yeah, y'all know about Georgia. She was the president of Prestige Colleges. She also was a writer. And she wrote about, you know, us as indigenous people, separation, slavery, and to their standpoint, we should still be in slavery. But in a way, we are. Like I said, I don't want to get censored, so I have to sort of be careful about how I word and code things. Y'all ask about why we are being targeted. We are. I'm going to say what most people want to say, but scared to say because they're scared they get sued or get censored or get fired. We are targets. In their mind, they feel that not only should we not exist, but we should be on plantations. And guess who your founding fathers are who wrote these legislations? Civil War leaders, Civil War leader slavery owners. Did you know Edward A. Pollard owned 209 slaves, as well as Margaret Cobb Rutherford's father owned more than 209 slaves? Out of Georgia. Out of Georgia, people. Y'all say y'all vote for Democrats, man. Democrats is the one who owned and bought slaves. Yeah. But you vote for Democrats. You on the side of Democrats. Do y'all know Abraham Lincoln slash, even though he was liberal, which was neutral, was a slash Republican? Yeah. They're not going to put that in history. They're not going to really tell you that in history. hmm Why do y'all think some indigenous people go to Republicans? hmm Yeah, that's food for thought, isn't it? Yeah. Why do you think some indigenous people go neutral? They like what both parties have to say, but they're not going with that other party because they're wise enough and awoken or awakened enough to understand that the party in the shirt tails that they were hanging on were the ones who had our ancestors in slavery. But that's here and there, man. That's here and there. I ain't trying to rattle no shirt tails or upset no people out there of that flock, if you feel what I'm saying. Mm. So you ask yourself, are they mentally incapable or mentally incompetent to understand the difference between right and wrong? No, they're not. They're being upheld. They're being applauded for killing us. They're being called heroes for taking innocent life. They're being called heroes for killing women and children. And these are your elected officials who no longer run around with sheets and cloaks on. They wear suits and badges. And it's legal because it was written in the legislature to hunt and to demolish and to destroy and break down the indigenous culture. Remember in the 60s and 70s, this is how they do it. We had a bad heroin epidemic. We had a bad crack epidemic. Now we have a homeless epidemic, a job epidemic. So how to separate indigenous people from kingship, from leadership to running a household? We send them sicknesses, illnesses. But yet y'all people sit there with your blindfolds on and say, why is this? Why is that? If you do your research and search for answers, it's right in front of your face. I had a friend in Biloxi, Mississippi, and I used to ask him, why you hate different races? And the words and the statement he always said, he said, country, I hate them so much. I want their great, 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 great grandchildren to feel my hate. And I could never understand that. And every time we would get on a political or a religious topic, he will always say, I want their great, 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 great grandchildren to feel my hate. Now I understand. I really do. Now I understand. So now I can't get mad at them. I can't get mad at them because they say racism, you're not born racist. You're taught racist. That is a fictitious statement. You are born racist. On either side, you are born racist. We have a right to express our racism. They don't have a right. And I'm going to tell you the reason why they don't have a right. Because they were interjected, like injected. So, excuse me, they were born racist. They were born racist. Now, this woman has wrote many novels, many books about how segregation need to be handled. That's why the government came up with a geographic map. You notice all minorities and all indigenous people, because we are not minorities. We are the original people that was here. We are the original Indians. We're not African American. We're Native American. Now, the monuments that you see on Mount Rushmore, like George Washington, so on, etc., those were Native Indian heads that they were structured and designed to change. I say around 1755 in that area. They were all Native American heads up on that mountain. I even read the story on that, on how many millions of men who designed and carved that have died. They used to hang off the mountain with ropes to carve the eyebrows and the forehead and the brow. They have died making that mountain. They have died for their founding fathers, basically to trick minorities and indigenous races, stating that the fact that they are the founding fathers, and they are not. I have proof on that. I don't want to get shut down. I don't want to get censored, so I have to be careful on what I say, because I do have a page up, and I am trying to reach my people, not my followers, my people. And I used to ask myself when I was a kid, why do other races disapprove of us? Why do we have to feel lesser than them? I know why now. Because we are powerful. We are very powerful. You notice everything we touch, we dominate. We dominate the music industry, the movie industry, the fashion industry, the building industry, the carpentry, the math, languages, arts and crafts. We dominate all that. I feel why they have to be afraid. And they should be. They don't never want to talk about what their forefathers have done to indigenous people. They don't never want to go into that era of what their ancestors have done to our people. They don't never want to discuss that. And when we as a people discuss that, they want to say we racist. We have a right to be angry at what they do and what they do daily, every day. We have a right to express that. Now, I'm going to give you something else for food for thought for all my people who sit there with the blindfolds on. Do you know in 2014, this was kept in the nation's capital, in the monument. We were still slaves. I remember the month they abolished it because Rip Daniels came on the radio. 2014, June 25th. I could be wrong on a certain dates. They abolished slavery. It was in the monument. They wrote this in the monument, people. They wrote this in the monument. They took off one shackle and traded it for another shackle. And this is how they traded it. Let's take the chains off and set them free. But they think they're free, but they won't be free. And this is how they did it. Housing equity, job equity, education equity, medical equity, pharmaceutical equity. You was just here a month and a half, almost 2 months ago, with the senator of Indiana said that he would like the states that handle interracial marriage, interracial gathering. So not only are they against interracial marriage, interracial gathering, they're against, oh, you can't say the G word, but I'm going to say it. They're against homosexuals. They're against same-sex marriages. Don't get me wrong. To the LGBTQ community, I don't have no problem with that. I don't have no problem with what you do with your life. To each his own. What I'm stating the facts is that if it's not the great US of A, if you know what I'm saying, they oppose that and they're against that. You hear me? Your democracy that was created by the forefathers still in power, from their great ancestors to their great great grandchildren. Now, this is also a documentary I want y'all to go back. Watch The Breakfast Club. It states that how your geographic government has designed in structure from agriculture to living to financial to banking. I want y'all to go back and I want y'all to study everything that I told y'all to pull up. You can even Google it. So you know I'm not lying. You can Google all this is what I'm saying. So for all you people who on the Democrat side, remember, they was the one who owned tobacco plants. We owned them first, but it was snatched. They was the one who owned cotton farms. We was the one that had them first. They snatched that. We was the one who owned diamond and ruby mines and gold mines. They was the ones who snatched that. So understand what I'm saying through century, through century, through century. Who went forth and conquered and destroyed, brought plagues and sicknesses. I'm going to leave y'all with that thought. This is none other than your boy, a.k.a. host of the Word Show. You know, Countryman. Go to that www.youtube.com. Hit comment, like, subscribe, and share, bruh. I try to put it out there. Also, catch me on Facebook. You know, love to my people who follow me. Love to my people who listen to me. They call us unique listeners. That means we unique, understandable people. We understand what's going on when most people have the blinders on. I'm out of here. Peace.